Have you ever sat beside your partner sipping morning coffee and suddenly thought, wow, we've come a long way? Maybe you've weathered decades of ups and downs, raised children, managed careers, faced health scares, and through it all, you've had someone by your side. But here's the truth most people don't talk about. Love after 70 is different, but it can be even deeper, more meaningful, and more fulfilling than ever before. This stage of life isn't the end of romance, it's a whole new chapter. And the happiest senior couples? They figured out a few secrets, and today we're going to share them with you. Welcome, dear friends. Whether you've been married for 50 years or found love later in life, keeping that spark alive is just as important, maybe even more important, than it was in your younger years. Because now, love isn't about building a life together. It's about enjoying the life you've built. It's about companionship, comfort, laughter, and yes, still a little mischief now and then. In this video, we're exploring 7 simple but powerful secrets that the happiest senior couples swear by. These aren't just theories, they come straight from real couples who are still holding hands, still smiling at each other across the dinner table, and still looking forward to every tomorrow. Let's dive in. Number 1, keep talking. Even about the small stuff. It might sound simple but consistent. Honest conversation is the quiet powerhouse behind lasting love, especially in the later chapters of life. When you're younger, daily communication often happens naturally between work, raising kids, juggling busy schedules. But as life slows down, those built-in reasons to talk can fade. And when the house is quieter and routines settle, it's easy to fall into a habit of silence. But here's what many happy senior couples have discovered. Silence can slowly chip away at connection if you're not careful. Not because you're unhappy, but because staying emotionally close takes intention, not just time. So, what's the key? Talk every day. And not just about the big stuff like finances or health updates. Talk about the little things, what you dreamed about last night, a memory that popped into your head, a news story that made you laugh. These moments may seem small, but they create a rhythm of connection. And that rhythm becomes the heartbeat of your relationship. For one couple in their late 70s, it was a 10-minute chat over morning coffee. They turned off the TV, left their phones in another room, and just talked. Sometimes it was meaningful, sometimes it was silly, but it always made them feel closer. After a few months, they noticed fewer misunderstandings, more laughter, and even a renewed sense of appreciation for each other. It's not about solving problems or having deep philosophical discussions, though those are great too. It's about staying emotionally visible to one another, feeling seen, heard, and known even after decades together. In fact, studies show that older couples who engage in regular emotional check-ins tend to report higher relationship satisfaction. Why? Because consistent conversation keeps the door open. It says, I'm still interested in you. I still care about what's on your mind. Try this. Set a small daily talk time. Maybe it's over coffee in the morning or a walk after dinner. Start with a simple question like, what's something that made you smile today? Or, what's been on your mind lately? You don't need a script, you just need to show up and listen. Remember, it's not about how long you talk. It's about making space for each other day after day, year after year. Number 2, small gestures go a long way. When you've been with someone for decades, it's easy to assume they already know how much you care. After all, you've shared a lifetime together, raised families, faced challenges, grown older side by side. But here's something the happiest senior couples know for sure. Love still needs to be shown day by day in the smallest of ways. Not through grand declarations or expensive gifts, but through simple, thoughtful acts that say, I'm still paying attention. A freshly brewed cup of tea just the way they like it. A cozy blanket placed on their lap before they even ask. Picking up their favorite snack at the store because you remembered. These aren't just routines, they're quiet expressions of love. Over time, these small acts build up like layers. They become a shared language between two people who know each other deeply. And they matter even more now, in this season of life, because they reassure and reconnect. One senior couple described how every morning the husband brings his wife her newspaper, glasses, and a piece of toast with jam without fail. She said, "It's not just breakfast, it's how he tells me he still loves me." These gestures may seem ordinary to others, but within a relationship they carry a deep emotional weight. They remind your partner that they're still cherished, not just out of habit, but by choice. As we age, our emotional needs don't disappear, they simply shift. We may no longer crave fireworks, but we long to feel seen, valued, and nurtured. And small, consistent gestures do exactly that. Try this. This week, plan one small act of kindness for your partner, something unexpected, personal, and quiet. Maybe you write a short note and tuck it into their book, or rub their shoulders after a long day, or simply say, "I'm really glad I married you." These moments may take only seconds, but their impact lasts far longer. Number 3, keep laughing together. Laughter really is medicine, and for couples in their 70s, 80s, and beyond, it's one of the most powerful ways to stay connected. As we age, life can bring its fair share of serious moments, health issues, loss, unexpected changes. But couples who make space for laughter, even in small doses, often find that it acts like a pressure valve. It eases tension, it softens the hard days, and most importantly, it reminds you that joy is still part of your story. The happiest senior couples aren't necessarily the ones with perfect lives. They're the ones who can laugh in spite of the imperfections. They joke about forgetting where they left their glasses again. They poke fun at each other's quirks in loving ways. They retell old stories from years ago and end up laughing just as hard the second or 10th time. That kind of laughter? It's not just entertainment, it's emotional bonding. It says, we still enjoy each other's company. We still see the light in life. One woman in her late 70s shared that every night before bed, she and her husband exchange a funny memory from their younger days. "Sometimes we laugh so hard we can't fall asleep," she said, and that's a good problem to have. Laughter creates moments of closeness that don't rely on deep conversations or big plans. It's something you can do right now, exactly where you are. Even a shared smile can bring your hearts a little closer. And here's the beautiful part. The older you get, the more material you have to laugh about. All the years, all the memories, all the inside jokes, they become a goldmine of shared humor. Lean into that. Try this. Choose a time each day or week to enjoy something funny together. Watch a classic comedy, read a humorous book aloud, or just tell each other stories that never get old. Don't be afraid to be a little goofy. Laughter doesn't have to be loud or perfect. It just needs to be shared. Because when you can still laugh together, you're not just aging, you're growing closer. Number 4, keep growing together. There's a quiet myth that once you hit a certain age, you've figured it all out, that your days of learning, exploring, and changing are behind you. But ask the happiest senior couples, and they'll tell you the opposite is true. Growth doesn't stop with age, it deepens. And when couples grow together, their love deepens too. In long-term relationships, routines are comforting, but too much sameness can slowly dull your sense of connection. That's why the happiest couples intentionally bring in new energy by trying something different, no matter how small. Growth at this stage doesn't mean dramatic life changes. It means staying curious together. It's about discovering new interests, learning new skills, or even just exploring new ideas that spark conversation and laughter. Take, for example, the couple who started a small vegetable garden on their balcony. Neither of them had gardened before, but they wanted something to do with their hands and each other. Over time, that garden became a daily ritual. They joked about which plant was doing better. They experimented with recipes using their fresh herbs, and most importantly, they created something new that belonged to both of them. That's the power of shared growth. It gives you something to look forward to, something to talk about, and something that reminds you you're still building a life together, not just looking back at the past. It doesn't have to be complicated. Even simple activities like reading the same book and discussing it, trying out a new recipe, attending a local workshop, or watching documentaries about places you've never been can add layers to your relationship. Because growth isn't always about the activity itself. It's about what it unlocks. Fresh perspectives, renewed appreciation, and shared excitement. Try this. Sit down together and ask, what's one thing we've never tried that might be fun or interesting? Then make a plan to try it even if it's just once. It could be as simple as learning how to use a new kitchen gadget or exploring a new walking trail in your area. When couples continue to learn and grow side by side, they aren't just aging together, they're living together, fully, intentionally, and with open hearts. Number 5. Respect each other's space. In the golden years of a relationship, togetherness is often treasured, but so is the quiet comfort of solitude. And the happiest senior couples have discovered a secret. Loving someone doesn't mean being in the same room all the time. After decades together, it's natural for each person to develop their own rhythms, certain parts of the day where they feel most at peace, doing something just for themselves. And that's not only okay, it's healthy. Whether it's reading a book, tending to the garden, journaling, watching a favorite show, or even just sitting in silence with a cup of tea, these moments of personal space help us reconnect with ourselves. And when partners respect that space, without guilt or questioning, it creates a relationship built on mutual trust and emotional maturity. It says, I love you enough to let you be fully you. One senior gentleman shared that every afternoon his wife likes to sit by the window and do puzzles while he takes a quiet walk by himself. That's her thinking time, he said, and for me it's a chance to clear my head. When we come back together for dinner, we always have something fresh to talk about. That's the beauty of space, it refreshes the connection. Time apart doesn't weaken love. It can actually strengthen it by giving each person the chance to breathe, reflect, and return to the relationship with more clarity and appreciation. When both partners understand this, there's no resentment when one wants a little time alone. Instead, there's respect because both people know it's not distance from the relationship. It's a way to nourish it. Try this. Have an open conversation with your partner. What does alone time look like for you? It might be as simple as an hour each day or a quiet Sunday morning routine. Support that time not as separation, but as a gentle act of love. Then, when you reconnect, you'll often find you're more present, more relaxed, and more tuned in to one another. Respecting space isn't growing apart, it's growing wiser. And wise love knows when to come close and when to gently step back. Number 6, practice gentle forgiveness. Let's face it, no matter how many years you've spent together, disagreements are part of the journey. They happen in every relationship, and they don't stop just because you've reached your 70s, 80s, or beyond. What sets the happiest senior couples apart isn't a lack of conflict, it's how they handle it. They've learned that gentle forgiveness is not a weakness, it's a quiet strength. Instead of letting frustration fester, they choose to let things go. Not because they're ignoring the issue, but because they understand a simple truth. Peace of mind is more important than proving a point. At this stage of life, time feels more valuable than ever, and happy couples don't waste it on bitterness or stubbornness. They've learned that every disagreement is temporary, but the relationship is lasting. So they ask themselves, is this worth carrying around? Most of the time, the answer is no. Gentle forgiveness isn't about sweeping things under the rug. It's about recognizing when to speak kindly, when to apologize, and when to let love lead. It's saying, I see you, I hear you, and even if we don't agree, I still choose us. Many older couples have developed small rituals to make forgiveness easier. Some have a shared phrase like, we're on the same team, to remind them they're not enemies, they're partners. Others simply pause and offer a hand or a hug, even in the middle of tension. That physical gesture alone can diffuse an argument before it grows. It's also important to understand that forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing not to carry the hurt forward. It's giving your partner the grace to be human, just like you. Try this. The next time a disagreement starts to brew, take a slow breath and gently ask, "Can we talk about this without blame?" That one sentence opens the door to resolution instead of resentment. And if emotions run high, take a moment to cool off, then come back with kindness and the reminder, we're in this together. Because at the end of the day, holding on to love is far more fulfilling than holding on to being right. And the couples who practice gentle forgiveness daily, they carry more peace, more understanding, and a love that only grows softer with time. Number 7, keep touch alive. Physical touch is a language all its own, and while words may sometimes fail us, a gentle touch can say, "I care," "I'm here," or "You're not alone." As we age, some people assume that affection fades, but in reality, touch becomes even more important in our senior years. It provides comfort, reassurance, and connection in a way that nothing else can. The happiest senior couples know this, and they keep that closeness alive through simple, consistent gestures. It's not about grand passion or flashy romance. It's about warmth, presence, and tender connection. A soft hand on the shoulder while passing in the hallway. Resting your head gently on your partner's arm during a quiet moment. Sitting close on the couch while watching TV. These small actions speak volumes. They say, "I still feel close to you, even without a word." Science backs this up too. Touch stimulates the release of oxytocin, sometimes called the love hormone. It calms the nervous system, lowers stress, and boosts feelings of trust and emotional safety. For seniors especially, those navigating changes like retirement, health challenges, or loss, this sense of comfort is vital. What's more, regular affectionate touch can also help ease feelings of loneliness, which many seniors quietly experience, even in long-term relationships. A simple daily touch is a gentle reminder, "You matter to me." One woman in her late 80s shared that every evening, her husband of 60 years brushes her hair before bed. "It's our way of saying good night," she smiled. "We don't always say much, but that moment tells me everything I need to know." Try this. Set a small goal, just one moment of physical affection each day. It could be a morning hug, a quick back rub, or simply sitting with your hand resting on your partner's. These small gestures, when repeated over time, build a strong emotional foundation and keep your love physically and emotionally connected. Touch is a bridge, and even after decades together, it's a bridge worth crossing every single day. Wrap up for main body. So there you have it, 7 heartfelt secrets from real senior couples who are still in love, still growing together and still finding joy in each other every single day. Let's quickly recap. 1. Keep talking even about the little things. 2. Show love through small gestures. 3. Laugh together often. 4. Keep growing as individuals and as a couple. 5. Respect each other's personal space. 6. Practice gentle forgiveness. 7. Stay physically affectionate in simple, loving ways. Love doesn't end with age. It transforms. It matures. It becomes richer and deeper in ways we never imagined. If there's one thing we've learned from the happiest couples over 70, it's this. Love doesn't retire just because we do. In fact, these golden years can be a beautiful second chapter, slower, yes, but deeper, richer, and more meaningful. It's not about being perfect. It's not about never arguing or always agreeing. It's about showing up every day for each other with kindness, humor, and a little bit of grace. Whether you've been together for 5 years or 50, it's never too late to rekindle connection. It's never too late to laugh together, hold hands more often, or say, "I'm sorry," when it matters most. And if you're watching this thinking, we haven't done some of these things in a long time, that's okay. Just pick one. Start small. Sometimes, all it takes is one kind gesture, one good conversation, or one shared laugh to bring back a spark you thought was gone. Remember, love isn't about how many years you've spent together, it's about how many moments you've truly shared. And the beautiful part? You can still create more of those moments. starting today. If this video touched your heart or gave you something to think about, we'd love for you to join our growing community. Like this video if it made you smile. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode full of wisdom, joy, and simple ways to live better in your golden years. And don't forget to share your own advice in the comments below. What keeps your love strong after 70? Let's keep inspiring each other to live fully, love deeply, and grow gracefully one day at a time. Thanks for spending time with us today. Until next time, take care of your heart and take care of each other.